Good afternoon, everybody. It's Erin D'Elia, creator of the Resilient Mind Method, coming to you again live. Excuse me while I put my computer down. And I wanted to take today's afternoon meditation to explore something that became really relevant this morning in a newer way for me than I would have normally thought. And so today I want to talk about fear. Now, for all of you who might be trying to join me on Zoom, I'm still trying to learn how to get everybody available to join me with all the new Zoom restrictions to help us have more private and secure lines. And hopefully if you're watching live on Facebook, you can come back to this and maybe share this with your friends. But I read this beautiful article that was about the truth of where we're at right now as a community and the options, the choices that we have in front of us. And for a lot of you who follow me, or for those who don't, one of the things that I really teach at the core of the Resilient Mind Method is learning and understanding choices and truth. And not the truth like, what I said, what she said, what's in between, learning your truth. So in where we're at right now in the world and everything that's going on and opening and not opening and blah, 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 the thing is that we as a community, globally and statewide or countrywide, whatever it may be, have the opportunity to make real and lasting change. Now, I don't know if any of you are slight historians and have ever had the option to study great cultures in our time, but you'll notice that every culture has come to a point where it became self-destructive and it fell. So that's where we get the saying, Rome will fall, that kind of thing. And so I looked at that and I've read those books and I studied that history thanks to all my incredible professors and teachers throughout my time and friends. And I'm looking at where we are now and a lot of the spiritual sides of cultures with, everything that's changed, the Mayan calendars, the Taos, all of it. And I realized that we've been given a gift. We have had the ultimate experience that history has never granted another culture ever. And that is that we have had the what if button. Our entire world has paused. And it's scary. It is. It's scary for me. I'm a sole proprietor. I run my own business. I'm a wellness person. And, I'm at that end of the spectrum. And I know that there's a lot of you, a lot of my friends who are private business owners, entrepreneurs. And as much as I try to reach out and help everybody, I can't because there are certain restrictions on all of us. But with that said, we can help ourselves. And how do we do that? And this is kind of what I'm going to be exploring in our guided meditation today is when we experience fear, we are experiencing the outer world dictating what we feel in our inner world. And fear is actually, and like anger, is a cover emotion. And what does that mean? A cover emotion is something that you instinctively feel right away. It becomes very heart-centered and real, and from that you make a reactive decision, whether you absolutely love it or you hate it. And let's just leave those polar opposites, positive and negative. And from those opportunities, we have a pre-programmed response. I like it, I will do it again. I don't like it, I will never do it again. Go from there, hit your own play button. We all have them. And in this case, with everything closed down in your business or being at home and whatever, some of us aren't really looking at the opportunity that is to better be with your families, to better learn how to be with yourself. And the first step in doing that is overcoming fear or anger or sadness by understanding that is just taking your external world and making it real inside. Yes, this is challenging. Yes, we have no idea how we're going to pay our bills. Yes, the government is doing everything they should be doing to help us because that's why they're there, to protect us from ourselves, help perpetuate our communities, all of that. But we are the communities. We are the people. And therefore, the real choices that are being made right now, and that as we come back to even theorizing that we're going to go back to work in a week or two, I don't know. I can't really tell you that. I don't know the truth of that. But I can tell you that when you overcome the fear of what happens next, you are going to see the truth of why you're afraid. And after you see that truth, then you're going to have the opportunity to make a real choice without your pre-programmed response. And so what does that kind of sound like? An example. The truth is, for me, because I'm the easiest example to give you all, not to just be totally self-indulgent and talk about myself, but the truth is I'm really afraid that this business isn't going to take off for me, that I'm not going to be able to help my community, that I'm not going to be able to get any of the government funding because I'm just too small, even though I've applied and I've tried to apply, and that there's going to be too many people out of work who aren't going to be able to help or participate or whatever. And because of that, I sit in fear. I sit and I want to throw things against the wall and make some things stick. And I want to enforce my ego and find someone to blame and point my finger at. And when I sit in stillness and I allow myself to come up and experience all the emotion of fear, to experience my physical sensations, the knots in my stomach, the palpitations in my heart, the pressure in my head that go along with my experience of fear, and I say the truth once I'm done experiencing those sensations, that I'm now able to say, well, wow, if I don't look at the world with this lens of fear on, I can see there's a lot of choices in front of me. And choices aren't just to apply for government help or to ask people for a love donation. It's really putting myself out there in a way that I have never done before. It's something that I've always sat and said, well, if the situation were to arise and everything was perfect, then yes, I would do this. Well, guess what? It is. And in this imperfect, perfect situation, we all have the opportunity to embrace how lovely has it been to be at home and be a part of your family? How lovely has it been to be up every day and have the time to work on yourself, to make your home prettier, to make your family happier, to get better in touch with your children and their schoolwork and where they're really at, and to be so proud of each other for coming together and working through it. And if you had to go back into work, which we will, it's going to happen at some point, we're going to get back to ourselves, what would you do differently? Would you run back to the job that, yeah, paid your bills and made it very comfortable and wearing the labels and, you know, drinking or eating the labels or whatever? Or would you just make different choices based in the truth of who you really are, which is, I know I have a gift to give. I know I have this part of my community that I can be, and be it. Can you be it? Can you overcome the fear in me saying that and you having some type of emotional reaction even to what I'm saying, to come forward and not be in fear? Can you watch the news or not watch the news and let it make you afraid? Let it make you feel righteous. Give it a point where you can point your finger and say, oh, look there, I have something to blame, and let it go. And sit there and say, the truth is, I'm afraid of living my life and being who I am. Whatever version of that sentence fits. Don't have allergic reaction. Allergic reaction is when you have a physical, emotional, mental, negative response to any outer stimulus in your world, period. It's not just about histamine and adrenaline and taking a pill. It is a physical, emotional, mental response that we all have, and that you can actually choose over lots of practice to not have. So if anything I've said has given you an allergic reaction, take the time to figure out what words actually work with you, for you, so that you can learn to make better choices. Because if we, the people, in all of our communities, choose to be more of a community, choose to be more in tune with our neighbors and our buildings mates and wherever it is that you may be watching from or working from or living in. What if we went back to having block parties and sock hops and community gathering events that were for the betterment of our community, not because it raises money or it shares materialism, but because it brings people together to celebrate the simple fact that we are living together on a beautiful planet. So take the time to look around today and notice where you're afraid and to see where you can be grateful. And if you could spend more than 80% of your day looking at things and just being grateful, instead of being afraid, and how would that change your world? And so with that said, we're going to come into a shorter guided meditation, and we are going to kind of open up the self to explore where we are feeling the sensations that are guiding our thoughts and how we can sit with that on what I like to call the edge and just exist and not let it determine how we make choices because we're looking to immediately alleviate that feeling, but that we can sit with it and be with it and not let it deter us from our inner truth of who we really are and the kind of lives we really want to live. And when we do that collectively, even in our own way, we start to change not only our world, but our communities, our towns, our cities, our states, and then our country. It's a rippling effect because we outnumber the government, the states, the politicians, the news, the people who have, the people who have not. We are the people, and we have the ability to make change. It starts with each individual person. And so today, if you're ready to explore that, come to a comfortable seated position wherever you may be. Definitely going to kind of stay within the realm of seated today because it does make life just a bit easier for shorter meditations. If you can, put your feet flat on the ground. Hi, Bubba. If everybody hasn't noticed, this is my puppy Lotus. Hello. He likes to meditate with me, and if your animals are meditating with you, that's wonderful as well. Okay. So now that our feet are planted flat on the ground, we're sitting up straight, pushing into our sits bones, rising up through the sternum, up through the crown of the head. Go ahead and put your hands in your lap wherever it may feel comfortable, whether flat on top of the legs, if you want to fold your fingers together or your hands together, whatever's most comfortable for you. But when you're ready, go ahead and close your eyes and start to just breathe naturally in and out through the nose. And let it be whatever rhythm is really natural today. If you happen to have music playing in the background, that's phenomenal. If it's just silence, let it be just silence or whatever chatter might be going around you. Notice that that is just your external environment, but what you're feeling and experiencing inside is your reality of who you are. And as you continue to breathe, bring your attention up to the crown, the top of your head, and just start to feel it as your intention rolls down to the center of the head, your forehead, your eyes, nose, cheeks, lips, chin, back of your head. And just feel the whole of your head. And now begin to feel the space just outside of your head, at 1 or 2 inches outside of your hair or skin, your nose. And now let your intention come down to the neck and the throat, feeling the sensations of air as it moves through the throat, into the lungs and out of the lungs. And then come to feel the space around your neck and throat. And then come down to the shoulders, arms, elbows, forearms, palms of your hands all the way out to the tips of your fingers. And just breathe in and out. And feel the space around your shoulders, arms, palms of your hands. And just come into tune with those subtle sensations that are just above your skin. And as you continue to breathe, come down into your chest, feeling it as it moves slightly up and down with your breath, the beating of your heart, the top of your back, the whole upper part of that body, moving in line with the breath. And begin to feel all of the sensations around the outside of this part of your body. Just the space just beyond your skin. And now come down to the stomach, the navel, the pelvic floor, the center of your back, the small of your back. Just become aware of the sensations. Maybe your stomach might be gurgling, or maybe it's just moving along with your breath. And now come to notice all of the sensations just outside the core of your body, the back of the body, the side of the body, the other side, the front of the body. Rolling down into the hips, the legs, knees, calves, and shins, rolling all the way down to the insteps of your feet and out to your toes. And now begin to feel the space just outside of your lower body. And as you continue to breathe in and out through the nose, just enjoying your natural pace of breath, feel all of your body and then feel all of the space around your body. Breathing, noticing how when you do breathe, are there any subtle sensation changes? Whether it be the space just outside of your body or inside of your body. And as you continue to breathe, I want you to just mentally scan your body slowly from head all the way down to your toes and back. And as you scan, I want you to notice where you might be feeling a sensation of maybe fear or anger, sadness, regret. It might be someplace, maybe multiple places, but concentrate on the space where you might feel it the most. And as you continue to breathe and you found this space, give what you're feeling there a shape. Any shape, a square, rectangle, quadrangle, star, whatever it may be. And once you've given it a shape, give it a color or multiple colors. Allow it to take whatever color or shape or shapes it might have. Just allow it to be there, just witness it. And as we flow from shape and color, now give it a texture. What texture is it? And as you've given it a color and a shape and a texture, and you now notice where this dominant feeling is in your body. Notice how every time you feel this sensation, something in this color or shape or texture is triggered. And just witness it. Notice how it affects the space outside of the body and inside of the body. Notice if it gives you a sentence or a truth of why you are really afraid or why you are sad. Maybe it has to do with losing something or someone. Maybe there's another layer of emotion underneath that, an anger, a depression, and anxiety. Go deeper, another layer beyond that. Notice how the shape, the color, and the texture change as you continue to speak the truth of the emotions and the feelings and the sensations and the thoughts that come from this space. And as you continue to breathe, take your left hand and put it over the space touching your physical body. And as you do so, and you feel and experience your skin touching your body in some place, imagine that this touch is sending light and love, strength, power, healing light, heat into that shape, around that shape, that color, and that texture. And then as you continue to breathe, start to breathe in and out through the space in your body, through that shape, color, and texture. And notice that as you do so, and as you acknowledge all of the sensation, the emotion, and the thoughts in that shape, noticing that your hand is giving it love for yourself, faith, that we as a community and you as a person will get through all of these challenges and come out better for it. Notice how the shape changes. Notice how the color might shift or the texture might change. Notice how the record in your mind might be fighting this change because it might be scary to let go of what you think you can control. Notice how the physical sensation, it might cause some type of pain or discomfort, maybe an itching sensation because it wants to direct your attention elsewhere. But come back to breathing in and out of this space. In and out through the palm of your hand, bringing beautiful love and light forward. Know that you have this ability to shift, not just through your touch, but through the conscious understanding of where you like to control using your fears or angers, your sadness, grief, depression, anxiety, whatever that might be. So if you continue to breathe in and out through the palm of your hand, let this light, this heat, and this love overtake your shape. Spread throughout all of your body, moving fluidly with each and every breath, delivering life and fresh oxygen throughout all of your cells, throughout all of your emotions, and throughout all of your thoughts. Continuing to breathe, continuing to be present Continuing to love and honor the truth as you get to know who and what you really are. Breathing light and love into yourself. And when you're ready, you can remove your hand and place it back into your lap. And take a moment to connect with your breath and let your intention feel all of your body, all of the space around your body. And just sit in appreciation as you unconditionally love everything in you and the world around you right now, no matter how up or how down it may be. As you continue to breathe in this light and love, as you allow it to become stronger than everything else. For just this moment, practice this. Take the time to be this love. Take the time to acknowledge everything that takes you away from feeling this love and this light. The judgments, that I'm not good enough, that someone will laugh at me, that this is just hooey. And just let it be real inside of you for these brief few moments we have together. And as we sit here on the edge of all of that feelings, all of the thoughts and all of the sensations, just notice where they're trying to take you. Don't fight them. Don't push them away. Just watch and not participate. But the vital part of the reality inside of you, see the truth. See where you get pulled or distracted. Notice if that shape or color or texture is irritated, or if it releases depending on how much you just witness and not participate today. And as you continue to breathe, come back to the breath. The subtle sensations of it moving in through the nose, down past the throat and into the lungs, and then out again. Become present in your body and in the space around your body. And when you are ready, you go ahead and start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Bring movement back into the self, but notice how you still feel that space. Still feel where that light is bringing healing into you. And when you are ready, you can slowly open your eyes and come back into the present moment, into the world around you. Thank you all for taking the time to join me today for a short guided meditation about healing fear, anxiety, or any type of unpleasant emotion or sensation or thoughts within the body. I invite you always to check out the Resilient Mind Method if you'd like to learn more. It's a continuing project as the website grows and as my classes here on Facebook grow. I am going to be branching out into other social domains, so hopefully you join me for the ride. Hopefully you take the time today to think about all that we've had to talk about, I've talked about, and maybe you find the time to share those thoughts with the people around you. And if you know somebody who is really struggling with this, with being able to handle fear or stress and anxiety, entrepreneurs, professionals, please share this with them, this meditation, my website, my Facebook page, anything that you think might help them, help me help them As an entrepreneur myself, I have experienced the ups and downs of not only the situation, but doing high stress jobs in all sorts of industries, which you can read in my bio, and all sorts of challenges that I've had in my life. And I've developed this program so that I can help other people find their way to living a centered, stress-free life with a balanced mind and the ability to be heart-centered in all that we do without judgment or without thinking it's hooey. So with that said, I hope that you enjoy the rest of this beautiful weekend. And I look forward to possibly seeing or hearing from any of you on Tuesday night's class, which is Relaxation Tuesdays. It's a Hatha Yoga and a Yoga Nidra at 6:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or ETD time, if you're globally following me in the United States. Have a blessed day, my friends. Jai Bhagwan, and take care.